Hi students, welcome back to another session of our physics. It's ninth class physics that we are talking about 7th and 9th chapter. The last session we are talking about Rutherford atomic structure. Today we will see and its limitations. See, according to the Rutherford, the atom is in the shape of a sphere. According to the Rutherford, the atom is in the shape of a sphere. Of course, it looks like a circle, but assume it's 3D, three-dimension figure. It's a sphere like a ball. You have to assume. On this board, I can't draw the 3D shape, so I'm just taking the circle. This is according to the Rutherford. Atom is in the shape of a sphere. Positive charge is located at the center. Positive charge is located at the center, and that is called as nucleus. And as the positive charge is located at the center, and protons and neutrons are part of this nucleus. Okay, what are present in this nucleus? As there are three subatomic particles: protons, neutrons, and electrons. Otherwise, electrons, protons, and neutrons. Protons and neutrons will be present at this center that already we have discussed, and electrons are revolving. Electrons are going to revolve around this nucleus. In some fixed paths or in their respective path or in respective way they are going to revolve around the nucleus. It's not in path, it's just they are going to revolve around the nucleus is what is being given by the Rutherford. Atom is the shape of a sphere, positive charge is located at the center. Electrons are going to revolve around the nucleus was the explanation given by the Rutherford. Okay, now what is the limitation? What is the limitation of that? If it is good and if it is a successful model as it is concerned as a successful explanation about atomic structure by the Rutherford, what is the drawback here? Okay, that's what we are going to discuss. That is limitations of the atomic structure, and this model is considered as nuclear model or nucleus model, or it is considered as the planetary model which has been suggested by the Rutherford. So sometimes the question will come, which of the following is considered as nuclear model or nucleus model or a planetary model? Who suggested that? Like that, some question you can draw this, and not only that, depending on the number of electrons, the electrons are going to revolve around the nucleus was the explanation or the structure of atom which is being explained or suggested by the Rutherford. Now, what are the limitations? What are the limitations of this explanation? Why this model has some limitations? See, according to Max Planck, electromagnetic theory, any charge or if a charge is revolving around its opposite charge, it will radiate energy. That is, it loses its energy, and after some time it has to reach towards, after some time as it is revolving around the nucleus, it should radiate energy, and after some time it should reach to the positive charge. That's what is the explanation given by the Max Planck. What does it mean? Suppose I have a positive charge. If a negative charge is revolving around that, suppose if this is a negative charge, assume this is a negative charge which is revolving around this. This is a negative charge revolving around this. When it is revolving, it should lose the energy. This negative charge particle should lose the energy. So as it losing the energy, now it will revolve at this point. As it revolving, now it is revolving at this point. As it is losing the energy, it will come closer, losing the energy, and at the last stage, it should reach to the negative. It should reach to its opposite charge. What does it mean? For example, this is a positive charge. This is the negative charge, chalk piece. First time it is revolving at this place. Second time revolving, loses energy. It comes close, loses energy, even comes close, and after some time it should go and reach to the that respective opposite charge. Okay, fine, have you understood? That is the Max Planck theory. As per the Max Planck electromagnetic theory, it suggested that if any charge is revolving around its opposite charge, it should radiate energy, that is, it should lose the energy, and eventually after some time that orbit in which it is going to revolve, it should come close, and finally it should reach to that opposite charge. Was the explanation given by the Max Planck. But is it happening in this atom? Suppose if this theory is going to apply for this, suppose that theory is going to apply for this Rutherford model, for example. So what does it mean? That is, atom is in the shape of a sphere, positive charge is located in the center, electrons are revolving in this orbit, electrons are revolving around the nucleus, is been explained by that Rutherford. Okay, otherwise it is revolving here, for example. Now what should happen according to the Max Planck theory? That electron should, as it is revolving around the nucleus, it should lose the energy. That means it should lose the energy. Again lose, as it is revolving, it should radiate, that is lose the energy, and finally it should reach and going to hit this proton. If a negative charge and positive charge is going to hit and it is going to fall in the nucleus, the atom will be destroyed. Okay, due to the collision between these two opposite charges, this total atom will be destroyed. Okay, and there is no existence of the atoms. In all atoms this should happen. That collision should happen. Suppose, according to the Max Planck theory, that if the radiant energy and they are going to hit the nucleus and going to fall in the nucleus, that atom will be more destroyable and the atom gets destroyed. If the atom is destroyed, there is no matter. Suppose in this case, assume this is the iron. In iron atom, this is happening. Suppose in the iron atom, the electron is revolving, hitting that positive charge, which is going to reach and going to fall in the nucleus. The atom gets destroyed, unstable, and it's getting destroyed. As it is destroyed, all the atoms of iron gets destroyed. So there is no existence of this iron. There will not be any existence of the iron. But we are able to see the iron. That means we are able to see the iron. That shows that the electron is, even though it is revolving in the, that shows that even though the electron is revolving around the nucleus, it's not radiating the energy. It's not radiating the energy, and it is going to fall as it is going to move, and it's not radiating energy, and it's not reaching to the nucleus, and it's not going to fall in the nucleus. It's not happening. Okay, but as per the Max Planck theory, it should happen. If it happens, atom is not present. That means atom is present. Atom is not present was the explanation, but atom is present. Why it is atom present? We have that iron is in existence. As the iron is in existence, that means shows that atom is present. As the atom is present, it shows that electron is revolving and it is not radiating the energy. It should radiate, but it's not radiating the energy. Okay, why it is not radiating the energy and coming and falling in the nucleus as per the Max Planck theory? Rutherford failed to explain what is the exact reason for the electron which is revolving around this positive charge is not radiating the energy and going to fall in the nucleus. It's not going to fall in the nucleus. Why it is not happening? Why it is not obeying the rule of the Max Planck electromagnetic theory? That there was no question, there was no answer by the Rutherford to explain why this is not going to happen. Okay, actually it should happen, but it is not happening in the form of the structure of atom. Okay, why this is not happening? What making the electron to not radiate the energy and going to reach to the nucleus and going to fall in the nucleus? Why this is going to not lose why that electron is not going to lose the energy? For this question, there was no answer. There was no answer by the Rutherford. Okay? That's what is one limitation. It's not considered as limitation. It was some explanation limitation, because it is It is revolving, continuously revolving. The electron is continuously revolving around the nucleus, continuously revolving around the nucleus. Just that it is not going to follow the theory of Max Planck. It's not radiating the energy and reaching them. What making the electron to not radiate? As per it is Max Planck, if any electron, if any negative charge is revolving around the positive charge, it should radiate. But what making the electron not to radiate the energy and reach the nucleus and have the existence of the atom, and that existence of atom is internally responsible for existence of matter, is what there was no question, there was no answer by that Rutherford. So that was a explanation limitation we can consider, and to give that explanation, Niels Bohr has proposed his model of atomic structure to give the proper explanation for why the electron is not able to radiate the energy. Okay, why the electron is not radiating the energy and going to reach, it's not going to reach that nucleus, and why it is making, and why that non radiation of that energy by that electron is making the atom is stable to exist in that state. That's what is to be learned in the Niels Bohr atomic structure. Okay, that Niels Bohr atomic structure, that explanation of the Niels Bohr atomic structure and how it is going to work out. One of the successful model among J.J. Thomson atomic structure. Next we have explained about Rutherford atomic structure by conducting the alpha particle scattering experiment. We proposed this model, and there was an explanation limitation for that. To give this explanation, Bohr has proposed this model. Next, this is one of the, among this all, this is Bohr's atomic structure was one of the successful model that we can say, which gives the explanation for so many concepts of the chemistry in an easy manner. Okay, Bohr's atomic structure was one of the successful model, and it has given the base construction of is developing that quantum mechanical model, that what we are going to learn in the 10th class. If you understand the Bohr atomic structure in a good thorough manner, it will be very easy to understand what is the structure of Sommerfeld atomic structure and Schrödinger atomic quantum mechanical model in the next session, in the next classes, in 10th class, in 6th chapter that we are going to learn. So understanding the Bohr's concept is must, and it is compulsory. Okay, so before going to conclude my session, if you have any friends nearby or otherwise, go to page number 160. Page number 160, go to page number 160. We have table 2. In first column, element name, symbol and atomic number is been given. These 3 columns. You just by heart up to this 18. Suppose if I say hydrogen symbol is H, atomic number is 1. Okay. Suppose if I say if atomic number is 7, what is the element and symbol? Suppose if I ask. Okay, 7, element is nitrogen and symbol is N. Okay, if I say symbol Cl, what is the element name and what is the atomic number? Like that. Among these 3, if I ask anyone, you should able to answer the remaining 2. Okay, suppose magnesium is 12, atomic number 12, Mg. Okay, 11, if I say 11, it's sodium, Na. Okay, like that. If I say P, it is phosphorus, atomic number 15. Like that, you have to by heart up to 18. 14 is silicon, 16 is sulfur. Like that, you have to by heart up to 18. Actually, we have to by heart up to 30. Okay, still as the first segment, you by heart up to 18. So that remembering of that 18 electrons and 18 elements, that is must, compulsory. You have to by heart that element numbers, element names and symbols, their respective symbols, so that it will be helpful to understand the Niels Bohr atomic structure. I hope you understood this session. As a homework, you by heart that 18 elements. In page number 160, table number 2. Only 3 columns. Not entire that, only 3 columns. Only these 3 columns. Element name, symbols and atomic numbers. Only up to these 3 columns, you by heart the total. Okay. As such, if anything is asked, you have to answer the remaining one. Okay. I hope you understood the session. We will meet in the next session to discuss about the Niels Bohr atomic structure. For the prerequisite, as a prerequisite, you have to by heart this up to 18 elements and their respective symbols and numbers. I hope you understood the session. Have a nice day.